I don't want us to be forgotten.
Tonight, 4 people, all with different backgrounds, are dealing with the same problem. Their food stamp money has been stolen. A Fox 10 News investigation has uncovered thousands of families across Alabama have had millions of dollars swiped from their EBT cards since last year. All of it taxpayer money intended for those who need it the most. Months of families struggling just to put food on their table and having to sacrifice just to survive.
I feel like it's not being taken serious unless it happened to them.
When I called my card, everything was taken at 12:30 that night.
Meet Cameron Sigler, a single mother of a 7-year-old, Liberty Hudson, a mother of 7, Christopher Lewis, who is navigating life with a disability, and Christopher's wife, Amy. All 4 agreed to sit down with us and share their stories. They are just a small fraction of the faces of the forgotten.
I don't want us to be forgotten, you know, because it seems like that's what's happening, is they're forgetting about us.
Yeah.
You know, I don't want this to be ignored anymore.
It's hard to ignore the staggering cost to needy families and the taxpayers who fund the EBT program. According to the Alabama Department of Human Resources, from September to December 2024, $12.4 million was stolen from people who need food assistance in the state. Statistics from state DHR shows more than 373,000 households receive these benefits. Nationwide, approximately $345.8 million was swiped from EBT cards last year. In December, Congress passed the government funding bill, which did not include the EBT theft reimbursement fund. This means people whose accounts were wiped on or after December 20th have to fend for themselves. We've reached out to the elected leader of the state numerous times, but every time they've redirected us to the unelected bureaucrats right here at the State Department of Human Resources, the agency responsible for overseeing EBT funds. So I called, emailed, and even traveled to Montgomery in January, but no one wanted to go on camera to talk about the millions of dollars that's being stolen from those in desperate need. So I asked just a few weeks ago how much money has been stolen since there's no reimbursements, but they told me they stopped counting. But we continue to track the human cost right here on the Gulf Coast.
This is not the first time it happened, it's the second time. But the second time recently, I was aware when I was in Walmart in the grocery line, it was so embarrassing, I had to put everything back.
Hudson says the same thing happened to her when she tried to buy groceries. Sigler, Hudson, and the Lewises aren't looking for sympathy, and they're well aware of the stigma surrounding food assistance programs.
So I think a misconception is that, you know, everybody can work or everyone can do this. But, you know, going through my disability after 2 car crashes that have been really impactful on my life, it's been really hard, especially with new medical conditions that's been hitting me out of nowhere.
This was the aftermath of one of the crashes. His car was totaled, leaving him with serious injuries and causing him to have knee surgery. Not long after that, Lewis would experience another traumatic car crash that would change his life, putting him out of work until he can find the help he needs.
He just had, maybe a week before, his gallbladder removed, and it's like we already had to fix our diet and get different foods in to to fix that need, you know?
I just hate when they say we're lazy and we don't want to work and we're living off the government, because it's nothing like that. Don't nobody like living off the government, but when you need help, you need the help.
Hundreds of dollars gone from their accounts in a matter of seconds. And now they're at a loss, begging for those in charge to make a change, to take action.
If you could say anything to leaders like President Trump, Governor Ivey, Congress, legislators, representatives, what would you say to them?
I don't want us to be forgotten.
Tonight, their stories continue. 4 people from different backgrounds, but they all share the same issue. Their EBT accounts were drained by fraudsters. Cameron Sigler, Liberty Hudson, and Christopher and Amy Lewis are just 4 out of thousands of people who are desperate for a solution. And while the people who depend on these funds struggle, national and state leaders are leaving the people they serve hanging by a thread.
You have to live in doubt and worry just to get your groceries.
I feel helpless. I think it's disheartening. It's like, why did I vote for you if you're not gonna help me out, you know?
For months, Fox 10 News has reached out to elected officials to shed light on this human tragedy, but there's still no end in sight.
If you could say anything to leaders like President Trump, Governor Ivey, Congress, legislators, representatives, what would you say to them?
I would say, let's take action, because with nothing, I'm already talking to so many people, and action speaks louder than words.
These are the words from Governor Ivey to Lewis after multiple attempts of trying to get an answer. The letter reads in part, quote, "The ultimate goal of DHR and the services it provides is simple: to help people in need." Except the Lewises, Sigler, and Hudson say they're doing the exact opposite.
Talk about your personal experience with DHR.
That's the only advice they gave me was, oh, just spend your card at one time, everything at one time, or change your PIN after every use, or just change your card after every use. We shouldn't have to do that. We should be protected from that.
Hudson tells me after calling DHR to report her stolen funds, instead of offering help, she says they told her to reach out to a food bank. These victims of crime tell me they've even tried to get help from those who've sworn to protect the innocent and serve the community. But Sigler, Hudson, and the Lewises say nobody from law enforcement has reached out.
I reported it to an officer. I had to ask the officer to come up there and see if they have a scamming device. And when he came out, he told me he didn't check because he didn't know if it was one. So I feel like it's not being taken serious unless it happened to them.
To try and help these struggling Alabama families, State Senator Vivian Figures introduced a bill that would require the state to reimburse the stolen benefits. That bill has not passed. In the meantime, Sigler, the Lewises, and Hudson are hoping the governor and even the president would take action so this crisis can finally come to an end.